Normally on this channel, when I talk about books, it's a book with a lot of tricks in it. But this week, I want to talk about something different, a book that will unlock the potential in all of your other card magic books. The surprising thing is that this book isn't very big and it's not very expensive. But when I read it, I was so happy with what I read that I wanted to share it with you. And I think this has flown below the radar. Like so many great magic books, we have to rewind the tape a little bit if we want to understand where this came from, all the way back to 1986. Gary Ouellette, the well-known Canadian TV producer and magician, partnered with the Cameron Academy of Magic to release a small booklet detailing how to control a card invisibly, securely, guaranteed, and with a ton of applications. The good news is that while this was originally released in 1986, it has been reprinted in 2024 by Mayor Yedid. The book is ProControl, and as you can see, it's only about 55 pages. But those 55 pages have a lot to offer. But what am I talking about? What is ProControl? How will it unlock the potential in all of your magic books? And where can you get it? So what is the ProControl? I really can't tell you exactly what it is because that would be giving it away. You wouldn't need to buy the book, and it's not my secret to give away. But what I can tell you is what it does. This ProControl allows you to control one card in your deck and to use that card as a key card, a breather crimp, a reverse breather crimp, effectively a placeholder in your deck that you can always find no matter what. And if you've played with a breather crimp or a reverse breather crimp, and I highly recommend that you do, you know how powerful and devastating that kind of tool can be. The difference here is that this can act as both. You don't need two different cards to act as a breather crimp or reverse breather crimp, and it is 100% reliable. Now I know there'll be those who say that a breather crimp or similar is also very reliable. However, I would argue that I've had it fail on me before, especially after it's been in the deck for a while. This won't happen with the ProControl. And while there are some key differences, you see what I did there, between the ProControl and a breather crimp or some other kind of like will deceive gimmick, one way that they are the same is that you can make this at home using supplies that you already have laying around your house. If you have a pack of playing cards, then I pretty much guarantee you have everything else you need to put this together and to begin playing with it. This is also the type of gimmick that if you have a little bit of skill, you can make up your own and add it to a friend's deck so that you can perform the same type of miracles without ever arousing any suspicion. Now that I've described a little bit of what it is, I guess the question is, what can you do with it and why am I highlighting it in this review? The reason is because when I read this book, my mind was exploding with possibilities for all of the card magic that I do, especially anything that relies on something like a key card or a control, which is a lot of card magic. In fact, even as a performing mentalist, there are ways that I thought of that you could use this type of gimmick to enhance the mentalism with cards routines you do. Truly, I think that this gimmick and technique is only limited by your imagination and your library. Speaking of your library, if you're on the hunt for some new tricks or other books to add to your growing collection, then shop with the sponsor of this week's video, Don's Magic and Books. Don is an online magic dealer, but he specializes in magic books, which is what makes him such a perfect not only sponsor of the channel, but also friend of the channel. Don gets all kinds of books in, sometimes old, rare, out of print, and in fact, just this week, I ordered an Al Baker book that's a first edition autographed by the author. In case you don't know, Al Baker is one of my favorite magicians, and I've done an entire review of his work. Regardless of whether you're looking for something old like Al Baker or one of the hottest new releases in the magic book world, shop with confidence at Don's Magic and Books, knowing that you're going to get a good deal on the book, you'll be eligible for fast and free shipping, and amazing customer service. Be sure to head over to his website soon, because many of the treasures he has are one of a kind. No matter what kind of magician you are, shop with Don's Magic and Books this week. Let's talk for a little bit about the production values of this book, then we'll get into the price, where you can get it, and the overall value prop. I mentioned earlier the book is a little over 50 pages. It is softbound and it's broken down into how to make the gimmick, the types of work that you can do with the card. This is just a start, it's not limited to this. And he teaches you a trick to produce the four aces in a very magical way. The techniques taught to utilize this gimmick include things like the pass, the overhand shuffle control. There's even a neat looking swivel cut to help you control a card to where you want it to go. And you can do it thanks to this gimmick without really holding any brakes. Everything just looks so natural, and this is a way to unlock some of your card control magic. The write-ups are accompanied by black and white photos. These are pretty old and, frankly speaking, kind of crappy. But that said, they're perfectly legible for everything you need to understand and know to make the gimmick, perform the tricks, and otherwise deploy this technique. So while the production values aren't great, the whole reason I would discuss this with you as an individual video is because of how potent and flexible flexible this system is. You will fool other magicians with this technique, and of course everything taught is eminently practical. The good news is that while the book is small, the production values aren't high, this was 1986 after all, the price is very reasonable. It's $25 for this book. You and I know that $25 doesn't get you very much in today's world, but it's interesting to me to think that for $25 you can learn a technique that could be incorporated into almost all of your card work. That alone makes it worth the price for me, and I'm willing to forgive the lower production values in part because I wouldn't want to pay more for this secret just because it had color photographs or better production values. I think this is in the format that it belongs in. And I recommend that if you want to learn some sneaky, devilish ways to control cards, to force a card, to find a card, that you check out the ProControl. You tell me though, what is one of your favorite overlooked magic books that has the same potential to change a lot of your magic and not just teach you new tricks? Interesting that this is the second week in a row that I've reviewed a book by a non-USA magician. And if you want to see last week's video that showcases some magic from France, then be sure to check out this video. As always, my friend, appreciate you watching. And until next time, keep reading.